Hey guys, it's Wednesday night. I'm getting ready to go to bed here in a few minutes, but I'm working on a video and realized it's been a week since I started using KDE. So I thought I'd go ahead and wrap everything up with this challenge. We've got a couple of things we need to talk about, but let's talk about KDE first. So basically, I'm going to talk about this as coming from a GNOME user point of view. What I noticed was, one, speed. Arch Linux's version of KDE, very fast, works very smoothly. All the animations and everything, the very little bit that it actually uses was much smoother than any other version of KDE I've ever tried, so that is definitely a huge plus for me. Once I got everything up and running, got the full desktop going, most everything was very smooth and very easy to get used to. That said, I didn't spend a whole lot of time searching for new things. I know there are certain things like tiling the windows using KWin that I didn't get a chance to try out. There's probably a dozen other things. Somebody mentioned a blur feature that I didn't get a chance to try out. But I was just using it as a day-to-day computer, and day-to-day stuff, it did do those things normally. The one big problem, of course, I talked to you guys about before, was the microphone, the USB microphone not wanting to be easily selectable. I did find workarounds for that. I figured things out, but that's one thing that is, in my opinion, still a bit of a problem with KDE. I didn't see any answers as to what would definitely help with that or not. I've searched for a very long time. There's not really one consistent way to say, use this as my input device, period. And it could be something with me, but as far as I can tell, it's a problem with KDE, because the same night that I posted the video saying, hey, I'm having problems with my USB mic, another YouTuber that comes into my IRC channel quite frequently popped in and said, does anyone know how to get a USB mic working with KDE? I've been searching for hours and can't find anything. So it's apparently not just a problem with me. The other big thing for me, and it's kind of a big thing, and like I said, I might just be missing it. With GNOME, I can go in and say connect to server and just pull up whatever SSH server I want, FTP, Samba, whatever else. I think Samba. I don't use it. I just use SFTP, SSH, whatever you want to call it. And that's very quick and easy using GNOME, as it should be. Using KDE, there was not a readily available way to connect to an SSH server through the Dolphin browser that I was using. My guess is Conqueror does have that available. From what I read, it does, but that's not the default browser anymore, right? I thought Dolphin was. Maybe I've missed it. Again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. However, I did find a way around it. As you might not be able to see, I'm using FileZilla. I realize that's not a KDE native application, but it does work. It is an alternative, and I did need to learn alternative ways to do things. So, I don't know. For the most part, I would consider KDE usable for me. I would consider it an option. I don't know if I would consider it my daily driver. I love the plasma widgets that you can put on the desktop, how you can arrange things on the bar. I dislike greatly the lack of ability to put custom launchers. And again, I might be missing this. I might have just not found it yet. But in GNOME, I can right-click, say Add to Panel, create a custom launcher with a custom command. If I'm going to move this down a little, my arm's getting tired. If I find like my Minecraft launcher, for example, I do have that in KDE already, but I had to drag and drop it from here to there. You know, if I wanted to create a custom launcher like for an SSH server, I have not found a way to do that. For example, I connect to an SSH server that a friend runs to get on the IRC channel that I run. In GNOME, I just right-click, Add to Panel, create a new application in Terminal, use SSH to whatever the server name is. I have not found that in KDE yet, but again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the terminal section or in the comment section below, because I am probably just missing something. It's not really swaying my opinion of KDE or anything, because I have found just different ways to work around that. But yeah, that's basically it. That's my opinion of KDE. You know, I used it every day for a week. Did have some weird little issues with the brightness settings. Just keeps going back to dim when it's unplugged. But you know, I keep this little monitor up there. I love that. I had a clock up there. There were some weird little quirky issues, but I think that's an issue with Arch, where a small box would appear on the screen only about 1 out of every 2 or 3 times, and like I said, inconsistent. It's got to be an issue with my user profile or with Arch. I don't know. Not terribly concerned about it. It didn't hurt anything. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed KDE. It's a whole lot faster than I remember it being, but it's not necessarily 100% for me.